Interview with Bridget Pettis, former WNBA player and coach and founder of the Bridget Pettis Foundation. Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Tune in on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Don't miss this episode. We'll be all the way live.
Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Iesha, Jimmi, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Habari Live, where we keep you updated with the news, sports, and entertainment throughout the week. Like always, we're all the way live from Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison.
Iesha.
And Jimmi.
And welcome to another episode. Oh, you know your name this week. That's right. We're always trying to learn, bro. That's all we're doing over here. Today, we have a very, very special guest. We're honored to have her in the house. Phoenix Mercury selected Miss Pettis in the first round, 7th pick, 1997 WNBA draft. And she was also a coach in the WNBA. She's a Project Roots owner and also Bridget Pettis Foundation owner. Welcome to the show, Bridget.
Thank you.
Man, it's such an honor because, you know, we've been learning so much from you from the last couple years. Just being able to go to your camp and film a little bit and just to be able to rub elbows with you and learn from you has been an honor. We've picked up so much information just from being around you. And we want to say it's an honor to have you, and it definitely is an honor to just to know you and being around you. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
For sure. It's so dope. First, I want to ask you, you know, I know you're from East Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. You were born and raised there?
Born and raised in
Chicago,
Indiana.
Oh, my goodness. Tough city. You went to high school there. And then you, after high school, you came on out to Coolidge, right?
Yep.
Now, I know that had to be a culture shock. Tell us a little bit about the culture shock that you felt when you stepped off that plane from East Chicago to.
Well, it was even before then that my coach came to even visit. I was growing up in the projects in East Chicago, and I don't think we had too many, white people come into the hood. So she came into my family, a family of 7.
Wow.
And sat down and met my family and said, well, I want to take your daughter out to Arizona.
Wow.
I was struggling at the time with school, and I had to take the junior college route. And I just knew I had to go to junior college to get to Division I.
Okay.
And it just turned out like I was ready. I mean, I know I needed to get focused. I knew it was a situation because I did take a college visit that was going to, it's going to test me. It's going to help me grow. But I mean, I had a seed put in me at a young age to,
right.
To push forward. And I had a big dream inside of me. And I would say I was grateful for choosing that mindfully, that I knew it would be a challenge, but I knew it was good for me. It was a lot of players there that were in the same situation. Like we were trying to get our grades right, and we needed more discipline. We had been inner city influenced, and we were trying to break some of those habits and, to grow as young women. So, she was a great coach. She's one of the Arizona, legends, Lynn Larson, and she molded me into helping me become a woman.
Yeah, I mean, coming to that school, coming from East Chicago, and then being able to make your mission that you wanted to get to a D1 and going on to Florida. I know it had to feel really good to be able to say, I got my grades together. I got my things together. Now I'm going on to a D1 school. did you have in your mind that I could be a professional, or did you just was like, I just want to get a good education to make sure I can build a good future for myself?
I don't think I had the mindset of education. I had so many things going, challenges in front of me as a young girl, and basketball was like the relief of that. So I just wanted to play basketball,
Right.
And education was one of those things like, well, if you want this, you have to, and I didn't even have high aspirations with education. It was
Wow.
like, I just want to be eligible.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just want to be able to make sure,
Right.
Make sure I can make the team.
Right.
it. Yeah, it's just where my mindset was. And it grew. You start learning the importance of knowledge and education as I was going and growing. So, and the coaches were helping me
Definitely.
in balancing that
Right.
out. Like, that was always the thing. I was just so basketball focused, which was a blessing. But
Yeah.
it was more things, disciplines that needed to come along
Right.
with that. Taking that junior college route definitely prepared me for Division I. I mean, we just physically, we trained at a whole nother level.
Wow.
Like, we were training as if we were in Division I.
Okay.
And I stepped into Division I physically ready, focused, and ready to go. Here I am in Division I, ready to go pro. But pro was to be overseas at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you were just in time. It seems like everything worked out perfectly for your career, because the WNBA started when your college career was ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was a good situation for you. Did they have agents coming to you talking about, hey, you can go this pick or that pick, or you had no idea what was going on?
Well, when it started, I was already a 3-year pro.
Okay.
I was in Italy, and just take it back a little bit. I knew a lady in my neighborhood, LaTanya Pollard, and she was playing in Italy.
Okay.
And the day I was young girl too, and the day that I met her, like, I knew, I want to go to Italy.
Okay.
That was my mindset.
Right.
I want to go to Italy. So in college, it was an agent showed up, and it was all kind of like crooked agents and stuff that was getting players overseas. They were just selling us and, giving us nickels and pennies to play. But I didn't care about none of it. I just wanted to play. It was my safe place. I appreciate it. Was a gift. And so I played over in Turkey for my first 3 years. I was in Istanbul, Turkey.
Okay.
I played for the top team, Fenerbahce, which is one of the biggest soccer teams in the whole nation out in Turkey. And I was part of their women's basketball program.
Wow.
And then I would say the third year time, lead me, but the WNBA started, and the selection wasn't in a draft for us. We got drafted, but we didn't get drafted like on television and things. So we just got drafted from overseas.
Wow.
So Cynthia Cooper, Teresa Weatherspoon, all of us that were playing overseas as professionals were selected first.
Wow.
And then I believe the first college player that was selected was Tina Thompson.
Wow.
She came out of USC. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And you don't know about Tina Thompson. You're probably a little too young. She used to wear lipstick while she was on the court.
Yeah.
And she's very good, man. Very good hooper.
Left a lot of lipstick on all our jerseys.
Yeah,
and it just had to be red.
Had to be red, man.
Yeah,
and she
wore deep too.
Deep.
Don't forget me.
And but she was good though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And they won a lot of titles out there in Houston.
Yeah.
So coming into the league, you coming from Turkey. Now I should have known that because I think Miss Wisdom Soul told us that's where you guys met. So I should have remembered that.
Did. We sure met over there.
Yeah, I should have remembered that.
A lot of guys used to play over there, and women were playing, and we'd all get together like holidays,
Right.
and we spending Thanksgiving together, all the
Yeah.
families, and met Wisdom. We would all go bowling and just
That's
have a
crazy.
good time. And,
That's crazy how the world is, man.
yeah,
And you go way over there to meet someone. You know what I mean? That's how it is,
yeah,
though.
and we true forever.
Yeah, for life. And then you guys are so close and so cool. And like I said, you coming into the WNBA, I know it was a new thing for you guys. What was the main thing that Cynthia Cooper, that you guys wanted to make sure, because you guys was the founders and you set the foundation for what the little girls was going to be looking at? What was most important for you to get out there and for other people to see what you guys can do?
Well, one, it was a blessing that our families could see us play, to be back in America.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my family didn't know where I was.
Right.
They didn't know. We just lived a life completely unaware of that we're playing professional basketball in this other country. And to be here, like, I remember the first game, like, I'm calling all my family. They're all like, everybody's watching the game, and we're doing what we love, what we have mastered in our skill set, and what is just true to our heart. And that so many young girls were coming that love this too.
Man.
And it was just a blessing to just be just the foundation of the beginning of that. And it was LaTanya Pollard, Ann Myers, the ones that was before us that even, helped us get to this place. So we just wanted that legacy to keep going.
Who was your favorite player growing up? Who did you
LaTanya
LaTanya
Pollard.
Yeah. Is she from the area?
She's from my exact city.
Okay.
And it's, to see a hometown, like, what? You're where, to a young kid, it's powerful. And but Michael Jordan,
right? Oh, definitely.
I had Michael like I had posters. Like, I would sleep and I'm looking at Michael Jordan. But it's crazy because I always say, I loved basketball, but I love to play. I ain't watched too many games long enough, because I'd be like, I'm finna go do that. I'm a doer. You know what I mean? I'm a doer. I want to play the game. I didn't want to watch the game. So that came later in my coaching, where I needed to slow down and see the game and take it in a different, so many aspects to the game today. And so at the time I just wanted to play.
I mean, a lot of players don't go into coaching. What was it that made you feel like I can do this? I can lead people, and I can teach some people things that I have learned over my career.
Well, I didn't have the aspiration, coach. I didn't even think, like, I used to have a small fear in me of, like, what am I going to do when basketball ends?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing something that you love to do, you're going to be like, and it's an end to this.
Yeah.
Like, it is a guarantee. Like, you're going to have to, you could go to the rec and play still, maybe,
but it's nothing like that
this
feeling.
Level, there's an end to this. And I would think it, but I just was in play. I was just grateful. Let me just play. Let me just focus on that. And God is powerful, because he just made a way. And Paul Westhead with the Lakers, and he showed up, and he needed a veteran player. And I was coming to the end of my career. I was playing for the Indiana Fever, and the Mercury brought me back and needed a leader. Diana was playing at the time. She had been here, Diana Taurasi. I was like, I definitely. And basketball was easy too when you were a veteran. You have all these rookies. I was just like, oh, damn, this is easy, because they all young, and a shot
that they don't know.
You slow down. You're more mature with the game, but at the time, I don't know if you all know, Penny Taylor was coming. Okay, Penny Taylor was. They were in a works of getting Penny back. And Penny, they got her. She was going to come back to the Mercury. And Paul called me one morning and said, hey, you're going to be a coach.
Wow.
I was on the team playing.
He just volunteered you. You're a coach now.
I was like, what? It was just the strangest experience because I go into the office the next day and it was as if everything was different.
Right.
You know, like the players were looking at me different. I'm looking at them.
Wow.
I'm like, am I one of you? You know? And I was so awkward, in such an awkward place. I just went over and got on the bike and just rode the bike the whole practice. Like, I don't know where to go.
Right.
I don't know where I fit. So, you know, just ease myself into that. And it was very organic, I would say.
Yeah.
I felt pressure of like, oh shoot, I don't even know how to coach. You
Right.
know, I didn't know anything.
But what about like philosophies and things
Yeah.
like that? You guys sit down and come with
Yeah.
your ideas or what you wanted to play, or
Yeah.
you just like, I'm just going to run what Paul was doing?
Yeah, I was just going like, what are y'all in here talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
in that situation. And the first year, I mean, I was just a student under him, listening to him, learning and seeing how he would work things. And then after that first season, I went and took a head coaching job in a middle school
Oh, okay.
to learn, you know,
Okay.
more like, okay, how do you coach? You know,
Right.
it's so weird that you have this skill inside of you, but you don't know yet how to give this skill
Yeah.
away. And going back to the fundamentals is where Indiana was such a blessing, because I had a Hall of Fame high school coach.
Man.
Who drilled fundamentals in
Right.
me, and it was just like everything started coming back, and I
Wow.
was able to give it back to the kids and teach them, you know, simple fundamentals
Yeah.
of the game and what team meant and working together and
Right.
just, you know, little disciplines that, oh yeah, and to see that what I was learning and relearning, the pros needed exactly that.
Yes.
The fundamentals.
Yep.
So I was so nervous, like, I don't know what all these new I don't know what
Right.
the philosophy was so deep in the professional level. I just felt so out of place with it that I saw like, whoa, I don't have to go into all of that. I could just stay on the fundamentals of the game, and that's the real part of the game.
Right.
That's the work right there. And I can grow in that. So I definitely settled there and
Wow.
just started, you know, keeping all of the professional players fundamentally grounded.
Right. And you said that you have fears. So that's let people know that people who are successful, they also have fears, but they fight through those fears.
Yeah.
And they step up in situations and they keep learning.
Yeah. Always. I say it all the time. I was always afraid, but I didn't stop me. You
Right.
know, I just felt it. And I just went into that room. I got on that plane and went to Turkey. They were like, hey, the team wants you. I had to go, you know. And here I am all by myself in a whole nother country.
Right.
And, you know, but I have a heart for that, you know.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I see a mountain. I want to go up there. You know
Right.
what I mean? Sometimes I could think about all the scorpions, all the,
Right.
you know, all the, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just.
Go get her.
Yeah, go get that.
Yes. That's what you are, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you've lived an amazing life. I mean, you to come out from East Indiana, East Chicago. I know it's tough because I'm from East St. Louis.
Yeah.
And anything east of anything seems to always be horrible. I don't know why.
It's coming for you.
Right.
It's just all bad.
Every time you type in East on Google, it just says, don't go, don't go. Don't go.
Yeah, man.
What you typing in East for? Don't go.
So I'm coming out here and building. You have a foundation in Arizona. And I know it was crazy to get drafted here when you had our, you know, and that's probably was your connection, but they knew you and was like, oh, we know how she plays, so let's go ahead and bring her out here. We already know what type temperament she is and what type person she is. So I know that was big on getting you out here.
Yeah. And it was Cheryl Miller. I mean,
really,
you get Cheryl Miller to pick you.
Wow, and I didn't know that.
Want to coach you. Yeah, I mean,
She was the coach at that
she was
time,
the
huh?
coach of the team, and everybody, like, we're looking at her like,
right. I mean,
like
she's the
little,
GOAT.
Yeah, little bird.
Right, for
Like,
real.
wow. I mean, it was just a dream come true. I mean, beyond my even dream.
Right.
You know, I never thought about. I met Cheryl like during my college somewhere, and even then, I was just like, wow.
Right.
You know, you could see her greatness.
Oh my goodness.
But when she coached us, like, I knew why she was one of the best players in the world.
I know she had fire.
Yeah, she was the real deal. Like, she was like, what? All of y'all, get it out of you. Like, I know
truth,
why
man.
she beat Reggie.
Yeah, for real. She used to be. Hey, man, I love those stories. Listen to the stories when she used to get beat by him. And, I mean, he used to get beat by her. Yeah. And just how he had to come home and listen to stories about Cheryl. And he's talking about, I just put up 30. Yeah, your sister just put up 100.
Yeah, it's real. She played us. When the first year, she played me a horse. She was like, come on, let's play horse. She was like, wop, wop. I'm like, oh. I didn't even think she was ready.
Right.
I got to jump around in the family, right?
Man, she was real. And her motivation. I mean, she had a fire in her that, that she was made for the pros, like, man, she just had a fire in her
that
can make
it's
you
just certain spirits that just have to be there.
Yeah.
We got a question from the audience, from David. He wanted to ask, what were some of your favorite moments being coached by Cheryl?
All everything. Well, I do remember when she threw the cooler in the locker room, and that woke us up. But just the fire in her, she made us all want it, and she was enjoyable. It was like we were the same because we enjoyed basketball. Mm-hmm. We danced and we played around a lot. Right. It wasn't this strict. We played like it was basketball. Basketball stayed with me the way that it stayed with me when I was young in the playground. Yeah. It was fun.
Right.
It was always fun. It was, I know, like, players today, they're real focused.
They are.
This
right.
This seriousness.
I heard them talking about like it's a job now.
Yeah.
Instead of having that fun.
And it's always been that to me. And I can never imagine basketball that way. Even when I hear players that I coached today and coach within my coaching years, how they would be like, oh, you don't understand the pressure. I'm like, I don't. You know what I mean? Right. I don't understand the pressure because this is my joy.
Right.
This is what I love to do. This is not my work. This will never be what. Even if I had a work, I would need it to be there.
Right. So that made it easier for you to not take some of the seriousness away from these reporters who may say something about what's going on with your game, or people saying something about the team. Yeah. Those things kind of make it, tough for people. How did you be able to take those things and still focus on what you need to do?
Yeah, this is my game. And nobody at your job saying those things. I'm like, enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I appreciate fans, but I wish they called themselves supporters.
Right.
Because I'm like, just clap, enjoy the art, enjoy the game, enjoy, I'm doing this.
Right.
This is, and I'm sharing this gift, but this is my love.
Yeah.
I don't know where that happened, where fans believe they can say something about. I'm like, well, you come run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make
it
doesn't make much
and
sense.
The way we talk about the players, tenacity and will to play, and we couldn't run up and down the court one time.
Well, a lot of young boys, and I would sit around boys and they'd be like, oh, he suck, and I'm like, please get that off your tongue.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't hold that on your tongue about he is at the top level.
Right.
How are you saying he's
right? They don't know better.
Like, but we have ESPN.
And a lot of the stuff they do, like, how they make it look easiest. So.
What's dude name? The redhead who used to play for Boston. They used to call him the redhead Mamba, the Red Mamba. I forget his name.
Post player.
I think he's
no,
shooting guard.
He's shooting. He used to play small forward, shooter. But anyway, he played a whole bunch of college players because they were talking about that he wasn't any good, and he beat them all. I think they all scored like 3 points combined.
Brian
Scalabrine. There we go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Scalabrine.
Yeah,
they was like, "Oh, you suck. You played. You was on the bench. You can't play. You suck. You killed them." All together, I think he played 11 players. They only scored like 3 points.
3 points combined.
Right. He killed them.
You could take the last player on the bench and still.
He's going to destroy you.
It's going to crush you. Okay.
Right.
He made the pros for a reason.
Right. He's like, I'm close. He told the kids, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me.
Yeah. It's so true.
And he's right.
It's so true.
He's right.
So I look at it like this though, but fans need coaching too.
Right.
Like your role, you know what I mean? Your role is to support, especially if this is your team through the good and bad, just like us.
Right.
You're no different than in the locker room. I'm like, hey, even if we have disagreements tomorrow, we got to get it back together.
Right.
We got, we still working together.
Right.
We're still developing our skill. And first of all, we're doing it for ourselves.
Right.
And we're doing it for each other.
Definitely.
Okay. And then we're sharing it.
Right.
And if you're on our team as a fan supporter, then you're cheering for
Should be cheering.
Through the good and the bad of it. Yeah.
It's tough.
Crazy because there's this guy in my class. We big girl talking about basketball. And he was like, yeah, Luka my favorite player, but LeBron James, he just sucks. Here's the thing, bro. I'm gonna say this, all right.
Luka built his whole game off LeBron.
No, I'm gonna say it's not that. It's the fact that I'm like, bro, first of all, LeBron is like 38, 39. See, you see how high he jumps still? And
to say LeBron
18.
sucks is just crazy.
It just
that's craziness.
No, and then our own young kids who have a dream.
Right.
You have a dream inside of you to go and do something.
Right.
You think you're gonna get to your dream by hating somebody else that's actually living their dream? No. You're off course.
Yeah. Yeah,
you remember?
Off course. Your focus needs you to refocus.
Yeah, you're off course. Yeah, you ain't.
What you say, Jim?
I remember when I walked in the practice, the foundation practice, I was wearing a Kyrie jersey, and all the kids came around. Oh my gosh, it's Kyrie!
That's right.
I'm like, bro, I'm nowhere near Kyrie. I'm nowhere near Kyrie.
I was like, yeah, say that.
I'm like, do I look like Kyrie? They was like, yes. I'm like, no, I don't.
They all kept saying that. They was like, Kyrie came.
Oh man, it's so cool.
Somebody has a question. Stephanie.
What's up?
Stephanie says, what is your favorite WNBA team now?
Who do you think?
Yeah. I'm always home. I love the Mercury. It's my I'm being back home, we love our Bears,
right.
We love our Bulls. We true to it. We teach all the pro teams how to be supporters. It doesn't mean that we're gonna win every year.
Right.
We're just supporting that team.
Definitely.
So I'm always that. And I want to teach my own kids to be that way, teach all my family, support home, take care of yours. Love, support is powerful.
Definitely.
But watching the game, who I think is at an exceptional place for championship and working together and seeing them work together, I really like Vegas. I like seeing them. Becky's doing her thing.
Man,
I like
that's
New
a tough
York.
team, man.
Yeah,
New York's good too.
New York good. Sandy and I was under her in mentorship as well when I was coaching, and she's phenomenal, and she did a great job in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So,
one thing I learned, seeing like these players in person, they're bigger in person. Because I met BG.
Yeah, Bridget.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I met her, and it was like random place, like it was at a restaurant, and I walked in to go grab my food, and I saw her. She's taller than me. And I ain't the smallest person ever. Like, you know what I mean?
You're a tall guy.
Like, I'm average, like, what, NBA point guard size.
Right.
But
yeah, man.
she was like, I was like, yeah, we did events with Bridget Pettis. She was like, oh, okay. I saw you guys with Diana Taurasi. Like, okay.
Man, hey, the
Gotta
thing
throw the brand out there.
Yeah, you always got to do that.
Gotta throw the brand out there.
You got to being in the league. A lot of players, are. I think the WNBA is just kind of overlooked. You know what I mean? And I wish this year, I think was one of the better years when it came to social media, ratings, sharing, getting it out there. I just, I want to see the WNBA successful. You know what I mean? And it's just, I've loved it since the start. I watched in the 90s when I was little. You know what I mean? I watched all the championships with Cynthia Cooper. I watched all of them. I loved it. I wish the Comet team would come back, because that's a team that I think is missing. It's a shame that they're gone. You know what I mean? Because they had such a great history, won 4 championships, huge. And what do you think about, the future of the WNBA? Do you see it becoming successful and being able to hold its own as a league? I know it's been 30 years almost,
yeah.
But it's still having a lot of hard time paying the athletes what they need to be paid, and making sure that the fans are getting involved in what's going on. What do you think needs to be changed, and what do you think the future of the WNBA could be?
Well, I think it's growing for sure. I look at the support of the families.
Yeah.
With the dad supporting the young girls that are playing the sport. It's not about give us money.
Okay.
The WNBA. That is not because you have to earn that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? That's not what we're saying. We're women come in and pay us millions of dollars. Right. No, the NBA earned that.
Definitely.
They grew a brand. They grew the support they have. You go overseas. When I was playing overseas, I'm watching these players on a soccer team wearing a Jordan jersey, watching all the, so that's something that happens. So that's it. That's us. That's support. That's me being able to be here and say, go support the WNBA. Go watch the game, and don't compare it to the men. It's a women's game, and we are very fundamentally sound and skilled. And if you like that, then enjoy that. You know what I mean? It's different. It's a different thing.
Right.
I think it's about how we're raising our children. And when I grew up, they were saying, literally, I walked on the court when I was 8 years old, and the boys said, "Hey, you don't belong here."
Wow.
And that's all right, because my brothers were telling me that too. But then my brother's like, okay, you could play.
Right.
And then I'm like, and they would beat me,
right.
And it was all right, because then I'm still trying to beat them. And it was, that was the part of it, that I worked myself to a place where they were like, oh, she can play.
Right.
But that's what we want, we want to keep on going up the stairs, and we want to support the game of the WNBA if you like the WNBA.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's huge. I mean, just like what Brittany went through. I don't want to see. I'm hoping that we support the girls more here, for they don't have to go overseas, because the support overseas they have more support over there.
But
the teams.
I'm slow to speak on that one, because I spent 14 years and it was a gift from God.
Right.
And I love that players get to experience going overseas, because it wasn't just basketball.
Right.
I learned how to speak Italian.
Right.
I have so many families that I know over there, the experience. I got to see the world.
Right.
I got to try new foods. I got to, visit places that I would have never dreamed of.
Sure.
Immerse yourself in a different
cultures, right?
So we're not we don't want to say, no, I don't want to go overseas. No,
okay.
I want to go overseas, and they want to go overseas.
Okay.
This is a blessing to be able to go overseas.
I just want to still make my compensation.
I want to make my compensation. And it's true. The America has the best basketball players. They paid me, and I didn't make much, but I made 3 times more than my own team overseas because we were that much better. You know what I mean? So the point I would say is that you don't take away my opportunity to go overseas.
Okay.
Yes, I
Right.
want that. That's a world experience that very few get to experience
That's true.
too. But here is the best league in the world.
Right.
And let's go support them. Let's fill the crowd, the stands up there.
Mhm.
Buy the jerseys that
Right.
these players
Right.
are here
That's
wearing.
real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a big part. I think people are not supported. You don't see the WNBA jerseys like you see the NBA jerseys.
Yeah.
You don't see.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting my girl one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I really love what Kobe was doing before he passed.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? He was really pushing it forward, and I wish he would have. I wish he was
Yeah.
still alive, man, because he was going to do a lot
Yeah.
to push the WNBA
Well, he
forward,
did it.
man.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Yes, he
You know
did.
what I mean? He bought his daughter.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Look, I'm for my daughter.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm supporting her. I'm
Right.
encouraging her. She's going to go to college. She's going to do these things, go the path of it, and to have that support behind it is that's all we want.
That's all.
That's what we want.
Yep. That's
know?
all. And like I said, my little girl's going. Say what?
There's been last I think it was like a few years ago. All NBA players were wearing those orange.
Oh, the orange WNBA.
Yeah, the orange WNBA.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was huge, man. And
like there was videos of Chris Paul wearing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ron, Steph
Yeah.
Curry, everybody.
And
I think Kobe was wearing it. I think one of his last pictures he was in it.
He sure was. And we're working, to go to college, I had to work running 3 miles in 100 degrees weather. We're sprinting outside. We're working for
Right.
this. Nothing was given
Nothing.
to us. No
Nothing's
one's
handed to you.
asking us
Right.
to give any. We don't even want that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We just want to play the game.
We see the generation today that
Mhm.
the parents that have just given children things. You know what I mean?
Got to work for it.
There's no appreciation
Nope.
for it. Like,
Mm-mm.
no, I remember the guy growing up in the hood who would wash his car and kept it clean
Mhm.
because he appreciated
Definitely.
it.
Appreciated it.
You
You
know,
knew
we
how hard
want-
it was to work to get it.
Yeah, we want
Mhm.
that. We want to work for this.
Mhm.
And then, yes, you'll see women making thousands of millions of dollars sponsorship, and it's happening.
It's happening. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. The old girl from LSU, I forget her name. I can't off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Just got drafted.
Yep.
She's huge already.
Yeah.
Angel, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, her endorsements
Yeah.
already, man.
Yeah.
I know she has to be one of the best paid athletes in the WNBA already.
Yeah.
The amount of commercials she's getting. I love it, man, that companies are taking a chance and going out there and doing what they need to do,
and
man.
if I'm the one that is part of building something like that, I mean, before me, I don't know what they were. I made $1,000 a month in Turkey, and I'm sending 500 to my mother, and I got 500, and I'm
my
happy.
Goodness.
I'm
Wow.
grateful. I got an apartment, a car, and I got $500.
Right.
So I'm like this, if you don't need much, you know what I
Right.
mean? If you're grateful, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? I'm thinking I'm rich.
Right.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That just brings it back to that one show we were watching on Netflix or HBO.
Mhm.
Something it's called Your Rich Life or something
Oh yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So whatever you are happy doing,
Mhm.
that could be your rich life.
Right.
You don't have to have as much as the next
No.
person to be happy and satisfied with what you have. with
That's
what you
real.
have.
Someone else's riches and fame may not be what you need to be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody's life is different. So you decided to stop coaching after you coached the Chicago Sky. So what was your thought pattern then? Like, where was you going to go next? Did you already have a plan implemented, or you were just like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do?
Well, I had already started Project Roots. I had already started growing food. At the time I was just a community gardener in downtown Phoenix.
Mm.
It used to be a complex off of Indian School that I used to go, and my off season I started growing food, and I would get so much food and be like, all right, let me just get this to the
Wow.
food bank, and it was just another passion that was growing, emerging out of me. COVID came, and I had went back to Chicago with the team because we were all deciding if we were going to go into the bubble. And I knew it. I'm like, there's no way. I mean, honestly, I was like, this is not the way for me.
Man.
You know, you like in a room where
Right.
everybody is like, we gonna go this way. You like, I ain't going up in
Right.
it. You know, so I felt that way. And so I had decided not to go that direction and just kind of that was my dark place. It's like things started getting a little, grim because I'm going into another unknown place. So basketball is going by the wayside. All that I had lived is going into a bubble.
Right. That's tough.
The world is changing,
right.
and my niece at the time, who was 20 years old, she had a heart attack and had passed away. She was overweight, health concerns. My sister had diabetes and she was beginning to pass away.
Goodness.
And I was just like, I gotta go grow some food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My heart just was like, I gotta put some healthy food and, make people know as loud as I can, hey, we gotta go. There's another way.
Definitely.
We gotta kind of shift some things in the way that I felt like, I could do it. And as I'm going through it, just became like I was so grateful that as I'm going through this change, I had a garden. I had a garden to be at, to be healing at, to be spending my time at. I'm in a peaceful place.
Definitely taking your mind away from things.
Whereas
just
like
focusing on
basketball
that.
was the same. I love playing basketball outside. I was used to the playground, having the sun on me, and not seeing trees. I wasn't used to that. I wasn't too comfortable, I would say, in that gym all the time. I like the outside. That was my real joy of the game. So it kind of brought me back like, oh, this is really what I really like, was being outside.
Being outside.
And I almost forgot about that, like being in there for so long. And just letting that be a part of my healing. I was going through emotionally, letting the game go. All the things that life had they were coming back because that's the thing about basketball that I would say with mental health, I would be more mindful about of this generation, that you don't get your identity in it. I think I got so identified by this, and I knew it. I felt like, man, I had that fear, like, what am I going to do if I don't play basketball?
Exactly.
And that means I'm only seeing myself one way.
Yeah.
And so just to get out of it was a blessing, but to go through the healing process and to have a garden and to be giving back was healing and restorative to my own spirit. And, just a different way. It was a good way. Like I'm always grateful how God kind of just shifts me into a way that would help me go through different doors.
And just, Project Roots, you started it what year?
Let's say we started 2019.
19? Yeah. Before we even knew you guys, we've been a fan of Project Roots. I think when we were in our Daniel and Tita podcast, we had a couple people from Project Roots come onto our show, and we interviewed them and talked to them and tried to learn about the processes that they were doing and things, how they were, and tried to get other people to come out and plan and garden and learn, So we've been a big fan of Project Roots before we even knew that you were an owner, really. So we've always been checking it out, and we've always been a fan. I just love what they're doing because we have this problem in our community with just what we think is good food and what we think is good eating, and we just need to change our whole mentality on it. We had to watch her uncle pass away from the diabetes. My auntie died from heart attack. Our community is suffering watching this, but we won't change. And what was the things that made you realize that I need to start letting all these other people know? And then when did you start implementing yoga and the different lifestyles as you went on this path?
Well, I think as a coach, the thing about coaching was that if you could do it, then you could teach it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I did it or could have, at one time, then I could show someone else how to do it
right?
if I know it. So if
Definitely.
I'm doing it, so it just became more like, all right, let me learn how to grow food. Let me learn how to eat
the right ways,
this
right?
food. You
Right.
know what I mean? And it's a everyday challenge, everyday journey. I wake up, I'm like, let me go make me a smoothie. You know
Right.
what I mean? Let me give me some green stuff. You still feel that it's still a challenge and a
Yeah.
push to
It's
go.
not easy, right?
Yeah, to do it. But this weekend I learned, like, I went to a fundraiser event in it, and they said Steve Young, his foundation said just 1%. Just do 1% better every day.
Yeah.
And that's the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I know it's about knowing. Like I know this isn't healthy.
Right.
I got to be true to it. This isn't the best thing for
Right.
me. I want to try as best as I can to put the best things inside of me, especially if I have access to
Right.
it. And if I don't have access, that's different.
Right.
If I have access to it, I want to put that into me so I can live a better life.
Definitely.
And then I could give that away as well. Teach that.
Man. And it's amazing. I mean, and what you're doing is so amazing. We love everything you're doing because these kids got to pick it up.
Yeah.
They have to learn to eat different things. I want to ask you, Jimmy, when you think about food, do you think about vegetables, or do you just think fast food? Is that how kids are nowadays? Or do you think to yourself, when you think of food, do you think I need to get something nutritious? Or do you just think I'm just need to get food
I'm
and I
hungry.
get
I just
right?
want to eat.
How do you guys think about it? What you think?
Well, me personally, it usually like go off of like how much I'm finna. I'm trying to spend.
Right.
That's just you know what I'm saying. Basically,
Sure.
right there, just you know what I'm saying, is where I'm going off of.
So fast food is your first.
Usually
thought.
is like you know what I'm saying, is
Right.
like is the cheaper option.
Yeah.
And but if I you know what I'm saying, if I usually y'all know I'm a cook. I cook if I you know what I'm saying, if I really
It's
need
a
to.
mess.
If fast food was the option and the only option when you broke and you trying to be cheap,
Right.
it's really not the best option for you, because you can go to the grocery store, you can buy some ramen noodles.
That's bad. Those are horrible.
They're horrible for you, but these are cheaper options.
You could buy vegetables way cheaper.
You can, for as much as you buy a pack of ramen for that $2, you can buy some broccoli for $2.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You buy a can of tuna, make you some tuna salad and some crackers. You can have that, but
stay off the fast food.
Yeah.
Right. It's the greasy food.
Yeah.
Really.
I was one day I was giving out food at in a park downtown, and this guy said, I don't know McDonald's. Like, you need something to eat? He said, I don't want no McDonald's. I don't want none of that. There's somebody who won't have food, right? You
Wow.
need to eat. He like, I don't want none of that. He's like, cause it's killing me.
Yep.
So he don't have food.
Right.
And he like, nah, I mean, I appreciate you go get me a McDonald's. Appreciate that you go to Jack in the Box, but I don't. If you can bring me a soup, something real. Like, I need that.
Definitely.
This is my life. I am out here, but that's killing me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's powerful from a person who don't have many options.
Exactly.
And he's like, I'd rather choose nothing than to eat that.
And that was real as can be. Right. He was like, my whole gut is messed up.
Oof.
I got this issue, that, like, you know what I mean? And he knew it was because he was like, the food.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We don't know enough. I wish that we did better in America in teaching about nutrition. We do a horrible job. And that's why so many of us are going to be, hopefully we can learn a better way. But diabetes and all these things are going to be a big part of our future unless we switch it up and start cooking at home more.
Like you said, our mindset too, because a lot of our community have that mindset. oh well, it's hereditary.
Yep.
It runs in the family.
Exactly. Yeah, we've been eating garbage for like centuries.
Right. When you have generational traditions that are being passed down, that's all you're going to know until you step outside that box.
Them collard greens are good. But bro, you can't eat that all the time.
Some collard greens with some with the smoked turkey wings.
I mean, you gotta
instead of the ham hocks.
Right. That's a way to cut the salt content, but you just can't eat that all the time.
No, you can't.
You can't have collard greens
and yams and
man.
You can't eat a Thanksgiving plate every Sunday.
We love grandma's cooking,
and we can eat collard greens. We just can't put all that stuff.
That's all that salt.
Yeah,
all that
vinegar and salt.
Chicken stock.
I eat greens all the, and I don't kill the vegetable in it. The nutrition in it too. But also, I mean, I just want us to try to shift. The vision that I feel God put in me was, hey, show the people a different way to live. Show that their backyard shouldn't just be grass.
Yeah. For real.
Or rocks, or you know what I mean? That we should be having food back there, like, and it's healthy to do it. To put, if you have the ability to do it and the resources to do it, put food around where you're living. And if we got even our neighbors. Can you imagine America having food in their backyards everywhere?
And going back to bartering and trading. Say, hey, I got these peaches over here. Can I get some of them apples off your tree?
Right.
And that's not a far-fetched idea at all.
Not at all. And it could be easily done. Yeah. And I think we need to go back to it. Everybody needs to relearn. We can't depend on these companies and grocery stores. What if these places are shut down? We've seen COVID. And food started running out. Yeah. People couldn't get opportunities, and people couldn't get toilet paper, and people couldn't get certain products. That could happen where it could be even worse. Yeah. And we don't have food that we can sustain and we would starve because the grocery stores are closed and McDonald's closed. Now we're dead.
And reprogramming ourselves from just grocery storing.
Right.
We have local farmers. I'm a part of a local farm. It's a 20-acre farm, and there are farmers there growing food for our community, selling it in farmers markets, getting our community to go to the farmers market, support.
Definitely.
That was the thing that when I moved here, I was like, what's a farmer's market?
They don't have them on the East Coast? I don't remember.
Well, I didn't grow up with one.
No, either. I don't remember.
Growing up, we did it.
Yeah. That was the one thing that literally surprised. Like, what's a farmer's market?
I think we had one in East St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken.
I was like, what? Yeah. And every time I've gone to one here, I always find something new. I think the last time I went, it was purple broccoli and cauliflower, and I'm like,
yeah, man. I really like it.
Actually exists.
Yeah, I really like to support the local people, man. And it's always really good. Anytime we go get food there and whatever they're cooking, it's always good. I think we have some tamales from the locals. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then you get to support your community.
Right.
It's like these are our businesses. Not to be into politics or any of that, but why would we go get clothes from way over there? And we have people here that
know how to sew. That are seamstresses,
have a business that's growing, that's creating styles and all the different things. We have it right here. And among our own community, we can be supporting.
We want to do with everybody else. We want the Louis Vuitton and the Dior. We want to be cool like them guys.
I know I'm backtracking like 30 minutes ago, but I remember you guys were talking about coaches. And I remember I played basketball my 8th grade year, and I will never forget him. His name was Coach Brown, and he was from East St. Louis. And we played in O'Fallon. No, we played in Fairview Heights. So he came in, and I don't know how we switched coaches so fast, but he came in, and we were trying to learn the weave, just simple weave play. Oh, we could not get it right worth anything. I ain't never seen anybody yell at us like that in our life. We was so scared. We was like, wait a minute. He came out of nowhere. You go to commercial?
Yeah. Nah, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's do that. Then we're gonna come back with the news. And we're gonna go ahead and end it off.
Oh, hold on, I gotta get the new one on here.
I was hurting. All right. That's it. That's weird. All right. So what we're gonna do? Let's do some quick news. Just run it real fast.
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
We're going to be sponsored by GetAmpLive.com. If you go over to their website, you can get streaming for concerts, for events. Contact us, and we'll come and stream your event, record everything, and get everything going. GetAmpLive.com. All right. So we're gonna move over to some news. Thank you, Bridget, for talking about everything. We really, really appreciate you. It's honest, great hearing about your past and just going over things. It's just dope and all. And so we're gonna go on to a little bit of to news. Just talk about some of the things that happened throughout the week. One of the first stories I have here is
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
But anyway, we got
my bad.
Danny Masterson. Verdict puts marriage to... Oh, that's hope. That's old, man. Why is it doing that?
I don't know. Wisdom said, "Hi, sis."
Hey, sis.
I gotta plan. Why is it bringing up? But anyway, what I wanted to talk about on that was Ashton Kutcher has got into a little trouble by being a character witness for Danny Masterson. He had to step down from his
and Mila Kunis.
Yeah, and Mila Kunis from his role that he was playing from a rape advocate group. So he stepped down because of some of the people that were coming at him for trying to stick up for Masterson. I don't know, man. I think it's kind of a tough situation. You know, he's known the kid for 20 years. So you kind of understand them, you know, being character witnesses for him. I understand it's a tough situation, but I don't think that he probably didn't know that the kid was going to be guilty before he wrote the letter. You know, I don't know for sure, but I don't think he would probably write that letter if he knew this guy was a rapist. You know what I mean? He probably thought the best of this dude, and that's what he was thinking. And people turn him apart. Like, this is my friend, man. It's like I was saying, in situations where I've been in court and I was on the other side, and I see people go to the microphone giving in their character witnesses for the person who did something horrible to my people. Can I get mad at them for going up there and saying, hey, he was a good guy, he did something messed up, but, you know what I mean, try to go lenient on him because he was a good person up until that point. He's a father. You know what I mean? That's what happens in every court case throughout America. I don't think there's not one
there's a character witness.
Every case, there's going to be somebody who cares about that person who messed up. That's the way it is. Everybody's not going to turn their back on this person. But I guess that's the way they want it to be. But he stepped down, man, to try to avoid some of the backlash that's going on. So that's a big deal for them. Dude's facing 30 years, man. I think he's already did he get sentencing already? Or they just found him guilty. He's facing 30. So then he's got to do the sentencing portion, right? And they'll for sure give him how much time he's going to get, unless they already the judge already sentenced him. I know he's facing 30 though. So we got
he was sentenced.
Oh, you got the sentencing too?
He was sentenced to 30 years to life.
Yeah, dude's done. So yeah, man, dude's he's in big trouble, man. So
Ashton was trying to speak.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
just
was
trying
to be a character
witness for him, saying, "Hey, I've known the guy since we were young, worked on the show. You know, they did the '70s show together back in the early 2000s." So, but the people are saying that since he worked for this rape advocate group, that he shouldn't have done that, regardless if it was his friend.
Since who worked for the rape advocate?
Ashton Kutcher. Yeah. They were saying that he shouldn't have stepped up for Danny.
Anti-child sex abuse nonprofit.
Yeah, right. So they're kind of, it's kind of a messed up situation for him. You know what I mean? He has a friend that made a mistake and did something messed up, and people are like, "Oh, you just turn your back on him." I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. 'Cause I've had people who made mistakes. Can you really turn your back on your family and your friends when they're during their toughest times? That's a hard situation, man. So we got the UAW strike. Workers walk out on plants for each of the big three automakers, Ford, what is it, GM, and what is the third one? I can't even think no more. Chevy. GM and Chevy is the same thing, so I don't even know. But they did say Ford assembly location in Wayne, Michigan, they went on strike, and to expand, and it's going to expand to additional locations. To combat this, GM has laid off like 600 employees. Ford laid off 600 employees at a plant, and GM is threatening to lay off 2,000 people if they go on strike.
That's what the other one was.
Really? I guess.
But it does say that they Ford and GM have returned to the negotiating table.
That's good, because I don't want to see all these people lose their jobs. Already 600 people that lost their job.
And then you think about all the strikes that's going on, not just with the auto workers, but you got the writers, SAG-AFTRA,
everything, man.
Everybody's just going on strike because they're just trying to get
inflation
compensated for the work that they're doing.
Inflation to 2019 to 2023 has been ridiculous, and all the prices of everything is skyrocket, and wages are the same. They're not moving.
I think it was the other day I seen that they were saying that the wages in America have been stagnant for the last 6 years.
I was gonna say at least 30 to 40 years.
They were saying since the 60s.
Because you haven't seen
40s
an increase on, and I always said wages should be connected to inflation anyway.
Because if the price of everything goes up, why does my paycheck stay the same?
Stay the same. And that means every year your check is getting shorter and shorter. How far your check can go is less and less. We see people, in the older generations where $50,000 was enough to take care of a family and buy you a home and get you a nice
to go
car.
On vacation every year.
Right. Now you $58,000, $40,000. Now you're poor. You're struggling.
You basically just living paycheck to paycheck to pay bills.
It's tough. So that's tough, man. Hopefully they come together and get this together. The actors are coming together. Supposedly they supposed to be meeting. Hopefully they figure their thing out. We got El Chapo's son extradited from Mexico to the U.S. The Justice Department says this family is just tough, man. It's tough. They hold the mother, the father,
the whole Chapo,
everybody in jail. So a judge on Friday denied former. Hold on. Why is my story so messed up today? My copy and pasting is trash. There go the story right there. Wow, I suck. But anyway, all right, let's go on to sports. Oh, you have anything?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead. My bad.
Don't do me like that.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a new tool that's fighting electric vehicle fires.
Dope.
So what the main concern is with electric vehicles is that the batteries are causing the majority of the fires.
You can't put them out.
Right. So it takes the firefighters hours to contain just a simple battery fire.
Mm-hmm.
So now they've got the department in Avondale, the fire department chief assistant, Justin Ernest. He said that the new tool that they have is called the battery extinguishing system technology.
What the hell?
BEST. So it's basically an extinguisher that's specifically made for the
battery.
electric batteries.
Mm-hmm. so they can go straight to the car and put out that battery. Then they should be able to put out the rest of the car, no problem.
No problem.
Dope.
So now all the firefighters across the city,
they'll get
be
trained
on how to use this new technology. So I mean, we talked about this a little while ago, where they were saying how the electric vehicles were causing.
Yeah, because I think some trucks.
The trucks
caught on fire,
happened a couple
and they
times.
couldn't put them out.
Yeah, actually, there was a couple of those that happened this week. That happened here, where the trucks went on fire and they were electric vehicles, and it took them hours to contain those fires. So
this should definitely should help.
Yeah.
It's horrible for the environment when those batteries catch on fire, because they're just bad, and we're trying to get better, and it's supposed to help. So it's tough, man.
And then Alex Jones. We're gonna go ahead and talk about him.
Oh, he's so weird.
He is. He lost that lawsuit against the Sandy Hook family.
Yes, he did. Good.
But he still has not paid them.
Are they gonna come take everything?
Alex Jones still has not paid a single family in that case. In fact, Alex Jones spent a total of $93,000 in July.
Alone.
What did he lose? What was the case?
Sandy Hook. He defamed them by saying it was fake.
Yeah, he said the Sandy Hook tragedy, where the guy went in and shot up the students. He said it was fake. It was a conspiracy theory. It never happened. Okay.
He lost.
So he was supposed to pay those families nearly $1.5 billion in judgments.
He don't have that.
In July, he spent $7,900 on housekeeping. Dang. He dished out more than $6,300 for meals and entertainment, not including groceries, which totaled nearly $3,400, or roughly $850 per week.
So I have a question. Him saying that it was fake, right? And it was real, obviously, right? Why he have to pay $1 billion though? What?
Because
defamation.
Defamation.
Making the families go through
the pain,
trauma and pain.
How?
Because he has a radio show.
Yeah, he's a radio host.
Dang, so you can't say
no. If you can't repeat something that's true, and you repeatedly say that it's untrue. If there's proof that it really happened.
Kind of like when 9/11 happened. And people were saying that it was fake and it didn't happen. Those planes didn't crash into those buildings.
They can get sued.
Yeah.
You can't.
I get that. But that's like the government can't say that. He a radio guy, right?
He has a responsibility, though.
You telling me that's the
it's
part
crazy. It's like, free speech. Whoa, free speech. It goes a certain way. He can say what he wants to. He might not go to jail.
I'm only saying that to the sense of like, just imagine we in the hood talking.
Right.
Okay, you just throwing out your opinion and your idea. And you be like, man, this and you're wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're wrong.
But I think the difference is that because he had an audience that was so large.
Yeah, but I feel like that is just
it's tough.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I would never want to live in that world.
Right. Man, it's tough.
But I gotta say, okay, yeah, I said that, but I'm wrong. I mean, $1 billion. Right. Now I owe y'all families
But they hit him with a stop and a
cease and desist.
Cease and desist. They asked him to stop doing it. He wouldn't. He kept going. Yeah. They gave him warnings.
I'm just saying, I get it, but
but not only
I don't understand how a family is being compensated for a person's opinion. That's where I'm at. Yeah. You get what I mean? I get it, but
it's tough.
Yeah. He also had a second home.
Okay.
In Texas. His Texas lake house cost him $6,700 a month in July. That included the maintenance, property tax, while his vehicles, boats, sapped another $5,600, including insurance, maintenance, and fuel, totaling his personal expenses for July topping $93,000, which was up from his $75,000 that he spent in April.
They all over this man.
That did not include his legal fees and other costs for his court cases. according to his bankruptcy filing.
I don't know. I would just be like, I was wrong.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm just wrong. I said
Right.
my opinion and I'm wrong. I don't know how I owe you billions of dollars. I mean, that was my opinion.
Yeah, but they went to court. He lost.
I'm free. You get what I'm saying? I'm like,
he filed bankruptcy?
Yeah, he filed bankruptcy.
That's probably what's keeping him from paying him, right?
Yeah. But dang,
he spent $75,000 in April.
And he's supposed to be bankrupt.
He's supposed to be bankrupt.
World.
Right. And then he spends another $93,000.
Oh, yes.
Point about not even just you all, but anybody.
Anything.
But I feel like that's the world they trying to put us in such a corner.
Right.
That
you can't really voice your opinion.
Not even that. You can't be human.
Well, you just gotta make sure you have safe words.
Yeah, but
allegedly.
But that's what I'm saying.
Supposedly.
You can't be human. Like,
right.
We wrong sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we say things that ain't true sometimes. That was the gift from God that you could be right and wrong.
Ain't that why
you could grow
right.
and you could
Eve ate
make
the
mistakes.
apple.
Right. I mean, I understand, but it's so tough because he's
pretty serious.
I don't know, bro.
Wisdom said, "B, my favorite phrase. I'm free."
Right.
Yeah, I'm free. I'd be like, my bad. That's what all I can say. Like, I owe you.
David sent like 3 paragraphs.
I owe you.
Right.
I mean,
What'd he
I
say?
get it.
He sent like 3 paragraphs.
Oh, so that's too much to read.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, we had a question.
Okay.
Stephanie asked, as far as the contracts, do a lot of parent agents and lawyers really get involved?
Contracts, players.
When it comes to giving the deals that the clients they want, she's asking, do a lot of the parents, agents, and lawyers get involved with the players when they're first coming into the league with the contracts and things like that?
I don't think so. I would think parents.
Yeah,
and
I would think
college players
definitely.
For sure. I think they would be a part of it for sure.
Then he said,
especially with these NIL deals.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the NIL deal when you was in college?
That's what God saved me.
Right.
It was a generation I didn't need to be a part of.
Man.
I mean, I said it all the time because the NBA players were our role models.
Yeah.
Right. So they were just spending money.
Yep.
This is NBA life. This is, that's what they're showing us.
Right.
Not every NBA player was doing that. So, yeah, I would have I'm coming from the hood. Right. I'm like, I want to, if that was what I wanted, I want a necklace. I want shoes. I want these things. So,
it'd have been tough.
Yeah,
it would have
been tough for me for sure. I think my journey kept me humble.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because if you would have coming up in this generation, I mean, they're giving these kids NIL deals in high school.
Yeah.
And they're giving them thousands of dollars.
I mean, we saw the NBA when they were young. Thank God that the older NBA guys took the younger ones under their wing after they started seeing the patterns of how players were losing their money.
Yep.
And I'm over here spending. I'm making $50,000. I'm thinking I'm rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
You know what I mean? So
hey.
you don't know what to do with money. You just, we coming out of the hood. A new pair of shoes is making you feel worthy.
I'm good. So yeah, man, I couldn't. What you say?
David said, all depending on the deal. So say like you're doing great throughout each year as you're playing basketball. And how you and the team progress through the years. Now you and the players want a bigger deals in their contracts because you may be playing good, but the team probably ain't where it needs to be. Well, you and the team are playing good. Oh my goodness!
Do you have to read all that?
You asked
me. You was like, is it because it's too much? I just had something to prove.
Okay, it is too much. I agree.
Then he said another one longer than that one.
It is too much. You have to get a synopsis of that.
Oh my gosh! Pretty much, he's saying it depends on where you are. Yeah, and he said something about Michael Jordan and money and shoes.
Okay, David.
Yeah.
So let's run a Hollywood hot mess, please, so we can get up out of here.
And then we got the game.
The mouse.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Iesha Rowan. Sponsored by...
What you got?
This week's hot mess is the president of the soccer game.
Oh, the dude that grabbed old girl up by the head.
He didn't just grab her. He just...
Yeah, it was pretty.
That was forceful.
I'm not gonna lie.
What'd he do?
He just grabbed her by the face and just
kissed
her on the lip, like after they won the game.
They won
A player?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a president, and he grabbed a player and kissed her, and he grabbed her by the head, and he brought her in. But when I saw it, I thought it was just an Italian thing. I'm not gonna.
At first, that's what I thought. Because I thought that's what they did with the.
Yeah, and they're so passionate
so passionate.
Right.
I lived there 10 years.
Yeah.
I kissed almost all the people.
So that's what I thought it was. But she came out, the player came out and said that she didn't want it, and she was mad, and now he can't be what?
The court in Spain has ordered Luis Rubiales to steer clear of Jenny Hermoso, the player he kissed on the lips from the World Cup last month. So he's ordered to stay 200 meters away from her in a restraining order. And he is now being investigated for sexual assault.
So he's not going to be able to work for the team anymore.
No.
There's no way he's going to be able to work for the team. And he has to be 200 yards away from the player. So it's not going to work. So he's pretty much lost his job just because, he
decided to do that.
It's tough.
It's tough.
I understand in the moment you're excited.
Right.
Your team
they
won.
just won the
championship.
championship.
To celebrate. You like, yeah.
And I just know how the Italians are.
Right.
That's all I can say is that.
That's why I thought it was normal.
I just know how they are. They are very passionate
when they get that,
people,
and especially if they got that victory under them from a game, they just.
But then also, it's true. Like today, I was a part of when I'll just say certain owners were on teams, and they, I felt like, hey, this is a line,
right?
Okay,
right.
This this is a line. You're across the line, right? But victory is such a moment of
it really is like when you really just in it, just
right. And I think that was like the World Cup.
It was
that's huge. Yeah. You know what I mean?
When you're on the biggest stage,
right?
In front of all those eyes.
Yeah, and I've seen coaches where I'm like, hey, made players feel uncomfortable.
Right. And she felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So in that kind of instance, you think he should have known.
Yeah.
How comfortable this player was around him, and if this was something that I could see if he's done this multiple times, and it's
I don't know.
I wonder if they had something because
I think she was married too.
Italians are. I lived there for 10 years, and I'm telling you,
they're
it was
very
beautiful.
passionate people.
Yeah,
and they just. They're my people.
Right.
And I was like, I got some of that in me because I'm a passionate person too. I'm very expressive. And I just saw like they were just how I use my hands. Like this is how they were talking.
Yeah.
And then they would always be like, oh,
right.
Just like, okay.
Yeah.
A very on 10 people.
Yeah. Very.
Now that's a hot mess.
Jeezy also filed for divorce from his wife, Jeannie Mae.
That's sad because
they've only been married for 2 years.
Everybody thought it was
1-year-old daughter.
I just saw so many people on there like goals. They love their couple together.
Yeah.
And just to see them break up is like, it's crazy.
That is true. And if you didn't know, Diddy dropped a new album on Friday. You probably want to go catch that new album.
Diddy.
But he dropped the new album called, was it Love?
Okay.
I believe it was called.
All right.
And he threw a party because,
Was it an all-white party?
No, it was a star-studded party. Because pretty much everybody that was featured on the album was at the party in New York.
Okay.
So.
All right, Puff.
So we have to go check out the album, see what he got going on with that.
For sure.
In the realm of Hollywood.
Let's run the sports, Joe. We get up out of here. What we doing today?
Habari Sports.
I think the Cardinals, who we have, the Giants coming up this week. So the Giants lost by 40 points last week, 40-0. So they're going to be pretty upset about that loss that they was handed by the Giants. Oh, I'm sorry, by Dallas. So I don't know, man. Hopefully Joshua Dobbs go out there and do a better job than he did last week. The Cardinals I thought the defense looked pretty good, but our offense sputtered out the gate. We'll see what we look like, but I'm pretty pessimistic about the whole season, man. But we're gonna keep on supporting like we do. That's all you can. That's all you can do, man. But hopefully we can pull it out, man. The Giants, they haven't been looking on the up and up, but Saquon Barkley could break out and kill us. We don't know. So we'll look forward to that on Sunday. What else did you have? We had some college news you want to talk about, Jimmy?
Oh, Deion Sanders doing good.
Deion Sanders doing good. What is another coach came out after?
Oh yeah. So evidently, I guess I didn't. Oh my goodness.
You don't know how to talk right now.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this the sunglasses incident.
Oh, he gave his team.
Yeah. Oh, he gave the whole team sunglasses.
So Deion Sanders sunglasses line with Blenders Eyewear made $101.2 million in sales yesterday. Just yesterday.
He got a lot of work to do.
Man, oh man.
Money.
Wear a Habari shirt.
Dude is, he's a commercial success. If you're watching on TV, him and his son are already doing all type commercials and ads. Yeah. They're already online doing ad commercials. Deion is blowing up, and his son is rolling right there with him, and they're getting so much money already. And to see him being successful in Colorado is even a bigger plus, because he took a lot of those HBCU kids up, and they're killing kids that people didn't think were any good, and that's what we're talking about.
Rain Howard scored 36 points in her debut playoff yesterday.
Oh yeah,
making history.
For sure.
Atlanta, that's one of my teams right there.
Yeah.
Tanisha Wright, coach there. We played together.
Oh, really?
But Deion, real quick, he is teaching us how to clap.
Definitely.
Yep. Like, clap for ourselves.
There is no reason that we should be hating on. We should be clapping.
That's right.
Supporting, encouraging.
That's real.
Definitely. For him. We want him to win.
I do. I want to see him successful.
I want him to win, man.
Right. It would be dope, because we don't see many coaches that look like him get an opportunity in the college range. Yeah. So it would be nice to see somebody.
And he's true. He got a good heart. He's looking out for those young
and he's always been himself.
Yeah.
He's never acted for anyone. He's always been pure Deion. And that's what we always loved about him. Other than that, that's all we got in sports. We got run the comics, and then we're going to play the game. It's going to be real fast.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by...
This week, the Aquaman trailer dropped.
It wasn't that great.
It looked all right, man. It looks like it looked like they're going the same route that they went with Thor. The person who was bad in the first movie is going to be a better person in the second movie. If you look at the trailer, if you was thinking you was going to see Amber Heard, it's going to be. It was really fast. If you blink,
you blinked and she was gone.
You're gonna miss her. But her character is in the movie. I don't think they want to put her. They don't want to put her too much in the highlights because of the backlash that she was receiving.
But she shouldn't have went with the Johnny Depp situation.
For the Johnny Depp case. lot of people were going, and she had a lot of crazy stuff in that case. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
And a lot of people actually petitioned to
get her removed from the movie. Yeah, I mean, they already had her under contract, so they couldn't just remove her. It wouldn't have been fair, but
we in the day and back with a breach of contract.
We in the day and age, they be like, stone her. You can't do nothing wrong
dude.
today.
You can't do nothing. They do not play, man. So she's the movie. I don't know. Let's see how well it does. It did pretty well the first time, the Jason Momoa movie, with and starting her and Amber Heard. So we'll see what it does this time. A lot of the DC movies have suffered because of the change that's been happening with bringing in James Gunn and dropping the old crews. But I'm not going to see it. But someone who
I'll watch it when it hits HBO Max.
Tell me what it looks, how good it is. When somebody out there tell me how good it is, because I'm not going to go. I can't do it. I don't even think I went to see the first one. I think we did. We might have.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
The first one wasn't bad.
It wasn't horrible. It was not.
I think the only reason we went to go see it is because there hadn't been a Marvel movie in a while.
Yeah.
We were just like, let's go
something
do
to do.
Yeah.
But Shoka was pretty good, man. I don't want to drop too much of it. Just go watch it, man. The show is getting better and better every week.
You gotta watch the Lost Rebels first.
You do.
You gotta watch us.
You do, but
because that to me is bringing everything together.
Right. You have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea what's going on in Ahsoka without watching the Rebels.
Right. I mean, that's just how it is for most of the Star Wars stuff anyway. You just have no idea what's going on. But I do think it's worth a watch. Oh girl, I can't think of the name of Rosario Dawson. She's doing a very good job playing Ahsoka.
She's a good actress.
Yeah, she's good. She has wide range.
Yeah.
And to think where she came from like ditzy movies in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? So I like to see how where she's come from, but definitely good. Let's run the game, G. All right, we got a little trivia.
Let's get ready to play trivia for Loot. Sponsored by
You got it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not over here yet.
I know. Here I come. Calm down. Here I come.
Oh, okay.
He was checking his messages.
No, I wasn't. I'm putting it up.
That's important.
See, y'all some haters. Y'all don't ever.
I can see your phone from here.
So that don't mean I have 3 videos. Look at this. Look at this.
Scroll.
Look at all this. Look at all this. I can't even fit it in. Stay over here.
Okay.
Stay over there.
All right. Trivia for Luke.
Right. 10 questions. You get 7 out of 10 correct. We'll get you a Habari Entertainment t-shirt.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. Who was the first president of the WNBA league?
Val Ackerman.
Val Ackerman is correct. I was wondering last night as I was making these questions. I wonder if she gonna know all these questions. And it's starting to look like she's starting off strong. All right.
I already know this one. We just talked about it.
Yeah. Which WNBA team won 4 championships in a row from 97 until 2000?
Houston Comets.
Great team. Cynthia Cooper. Tina Thompson.
Cheryl Swoops.
Oh, yeah. Cheryl Swoops. There we go. Oh,
who scored the first field goal in the WNBA's history?
First, I'm going to add myself. I scored the first one for Phoenix, but the first one that was scored for the history was Penny Toller.
Penny Toller.
Wow.
She said, I'll put myself in there too. I was the first one for Phoenix.
Who was the... I think I know.
All right. Who was the first woman in the WNBA to dunk?
The great Lisa Leslie.
Definitely.
Lisa Leslie.
How tall is Lisa? Was she only 6'6", 6'5"?
Yeah, about 6'6".
Yeah.
6'5". I would say 6'5".
Yeah, man.
Phoenix Mercury selected this player in the first round of the 1997 WNBA draft.
What's that mean?
It is. So the 7th overall pick. What name is given to the task of removing or reducing parts of a plant?
Oh, Lord. Name is given to the task of removing or reducing.
There we go from basketball.
Because this is her life.
I know, but how it's just how fast
basketball to this. Right.
Reducing part. I don't know. I wouldn't know that.
Trimming?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Just that simple. I'm thinking like. Yeah.
She think it's like it has to be something really intricate and difficult.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Trimming, pruning,
snipping.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Which continent did broccoli originate from?
Whoa.
That's deep. Well, now we gonna. It likes cold. So I don't know.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Don't know. Nobody knows that.
Asia.
He close, but it's Europe.
Europe.
Broccoli originated from Europe.
Man. What is that broccolini stuff?
The broccolini?
Yeah.
It's just baby broccoli.
Yeah, it's
Broccolini.
just it's early. Like
baby broccoli
before it even really.
I thought it was like a mix or something.
Yeah,
it's just baby broccoli.
Stage. Yeah, a little more tender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What vegetable is commonly known as ladyfingers?
Carrots. No.
What?
No.
I would have thought so.
It's not carrots.
Celery.
Celery? Like he said?
No, it is not celery either. It's going to be a vegetable you wouldn't think is a vegetable.
Potatoes?
Tomatoes?
I don't know. Go to the thing. I don't know.
No.
Hit it.
Cucumbers?
Hit it.
No.
Okra.
I'm growing okra. I would not.
Wow. I would have never guessed that one.
Yeah.
Okra.
Oh my good. I think this is like infinite.
That you cannot have that answer. There is not possible. If they have an answer, they're wrong.
So many ways to cook a potato.
How many ways can you cook potatoes?
You can fry it. You can boil it. You could
mash it.
Bake.
Get them.
Bake it. That's 4 ways right
Go
there.
Go ahead.
More than that.
You heard how she said you could. She said you could fry it, you could boil it, you could bake it. Get them. 6 times.
You could roast it.
63.
63.
Holy crap.
And you're wrong because there's another way.
It probably is. Oh, that's
All right.
crazy.
Carrots were originally what color?
What?
Wow. So that means it's not originally orange.
It is not originally orange.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
White.
Purple?
Clear purple. And then everything else came out of that. Wow.
Purple and yellow.
Man,
Purple.
they have them sometimes
Those are
at work.
real ones.
Those are the real carrots.
That's
the purple
crazy.
and the yellow ones.
Wow.
That's crazy. So did she get enough?
Yes, she got enough.
I get my shirt.
Yeah.
Our shirt.
You got to make her a shirt.
I do.
Nice.
Dope. Well, thank you for playing, Bridget. We appreciate you coming through. Can you tell the people how to? We didn't talk about the foundation.
My favorite guest so far.
Tell people how to donate to the Bridget Pettis Foundation, what you do to help the kids and teach the kids, and you do that. When do you do that? On summers?
Spring. So
Spring
break, we do our basketball camps, basketball yoga camps in South Phoenix, and then back home in East Chicago for spring break. We feed the kids plant-based meal. We kind of start we implement basketball drills as well as a meditation and just slowing down and getting ourselves grounded with the children. And then we also, through the foundation, I've started my mentorship academy. So we have about 8 girls, I would say right now, that
Wow.
we will be doing year-round projects once a month. This month we're taking them paddle boarding, so
That would be fun.
we go face a little fears and tap into balance. Just be uncomfortable a little bit and learn another skill.
Definitely.
Just being able to have a small group of girls to take under my wing and mentor is pretty special. We run some 3-on-3 tournaments as well in the summer for the kids to get outside and play.
Good old boy. I was
Yeah, so always looking for volunteers, and
you can volunteer and help.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that after the show anyway.
The kids, yeah. And then with Project Roots, we're doing a lot of things. We're growing food. We have a volunteer program that's out there that you can sign up twice a month. We do group volunteers, and that food is going into our food banks. It's going into the farmers market. Man. We'll be back in the farmers market downtown Phoenix in October.
Dope.
And our children's classes are about to start in October. Just different ways, different programs. You can go to our website, projectrootsaz.org, and check out our things. You can order a CSA box, get vegetables sent to you.
Dope.
You could buy a CSA box for somebody else during the holidays. We'll be doing those. And the foundation, we're just we're doing as much as we could do with our youth and getting them outside and being in nature and things like that. And we have our fundraiser event that's coming up in, I would say, February. When did we do that?
I think it was February.
So we'll be doing that again. And that's the BridgetPettisFoundation.org is where you can see more of that. Our website is still being built. It has been a journey of business. I've left that world of basketball and learning more entrepreneur type skills. Just got back from Idaho. Steve Young Foundation kind of took me under his wing and mentored.
It looked beautiful out there. I saw the videos and the photos you was posting. I was like,
they say.
And the mountains. I was like, they got mountains like that.
It was so beautiful, and it's a campsite that's out there. We're hoping to get the girls to go out there as well, and just to be a part. My big thing is to get kids to stay connected to nature, grounded things, more real things. You know, it's a lot going on in the world. Obviously, you can't say the wrong thing.
You can't say nothing. Can't say anything.
Which is not true. You know, we want to empower our kids to be fearless. You know, you might say something wrong one day. And if you're saying something wrong, what do? You know, you apologize. You say, you know, I'm sorry about that.
I was wrong.
We leave space for humans to be humans, and then we can get along better. We don't want to isolate ourselves and put ourselves in these boxes and limit ourselves to such space of a world that has so much, you know,
so much to offer. And I think nowadays we're all just a part of this community of hate, and everybody's just jumping on each other's back instead of just trying to support. And we need to get back to that.
Yep.
And we really appreciate you, Bridget, coming by and sharing your knowledge and talking about what you have going on. Please go to Project Roots and the BridgetPettisFoundation.org to make sure you donate to help her to move her companies forward, because we want to see that she's always been a big part of the community and a big part of making the community better.
Even if you want to just take your kids out there and let them get their hands dirty in the garden, let them burn some energy.
Anything, man. Just come out and be a part of it. We need to go out to the garden once too, man. We've never been out to it. We've been always known about it, but we haven't went. So. And
donations. I mean, you know, that was a hard struggle for me to be asking for donations. It was a weird place, but that's part of what we do. You know, we're doing something that is community based, and the support of the community is appreciated.
It's needed, and we can't do it without you. They can't do it without you guys. So make sure you support and come out and help out for the kids, man. It's for the future.
Yep.
And like I told you before, my daughter will be at your camp one of these years. As soon as she get old enough, she's coming.
Yes, she is.
So
just love to all the people that has been supporting us. You know, Wisdom Soul, the Culinary Touch, who've been showing up. She cooks for the kids and making sure they're gonna eat healthy.
Look, them jerk tacos she made the other day that she posted online, they look good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Iesha was like, man, I was like, man, I wish my check would have dropped 2 days ago. I'd placed me an order for her to deliver me some of them jerk tacos.
And with my foundation, my co-founder, Deion Washington, she's out there in the community a lot, educating as well. And just so many pieces have been coming together voluntarily,
right?
Just to make this happen.
Yeah.
And you all showing up. I mean, y'all showed up for the camp. Angel night. She was like, we gotta get her. And just a simple fact.
I was like, just keep calling. They didn't call like 3 or 4 times. Okay, I guess I answer the phone now.
Yeah, man. So we really appreciate it. Thanks, Jimmi, Iesha, and for sure. We'll check y'all next week.
Yeah. Peace.
Holla, holla.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www